Thank you for staying with us. You're still watching The Breakfast on Plus TV Africa. NAFDAC seals 3,000 shops, seizes fake drugs in Lagos. NAFDAC has shut down over 3,000 shops in Lagos Idumota open drug market in a crackdown on counterfeit drugs. Officials uncovered vaccines stored in unsafe conditions and large consignments of banned pharmaceuticals. Seized items include analgesic injections, diverted HIV drugs, expired medicines, and illegal substances like MDMA, codeine, and tramadol. The agency evacuated 12 truckloads of fake drugs, reinforcing its commitment to sanitizing Nigeria's pharmaceutical market. Joining us this morning is Mrs. Christiana Obiazikwor. She's the Deputy Director of Public Affairs at NAFDAC. Good morning, Ma. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
All right. So can you give us an overview of, this crackdown by NAFDAC, going into Lagos Idumota market and seizing these fake drugs? Just an overview on what actually led to it and what you guys found.
Actually, cracking down on shops is our routine work. It's what we do routinely in NAFDAC. And Idumota, not just Idumota, as we're working at Idumota market, we have our officers at our area markets, the head bridge on it, all over the country. So anywhere they have open drug markets like the Onitsha, Arera markets in Aba, we are all there, doing it simultaneously with the Idumota open drug market. And a lot of discovery. Well, even though it's still, our routine work, we decided to take it a step much higher, like the normal routine going out and screening shops when we get tip-off. This time around, we decided that all the shops will be screened. Because ordinarily, when you have a tip-off, you're screening one shop. The other person in that store, if you have a fake drug, you may remove your own, or you'll be alert and can do certain things. But this time around, because our DG is in the national work plan to ensure, and because of our passion this time, so we didn't want to take chances to just go straight if there is a tip-off or the normal screen. We want to screen all the shops. Every shop, we cordoned all the shops, everywhere we have drug market. So no question of, you hear that it's happening here, you go and hide your own and all that. No, we took them unaware. It's, a kind of operation that they were not aware. Cordon the whole shops, Arera, Onitsha, Idumota, no hiding place for any of them. So we're screening from shop to shop, whether you have fake drug or you claim you have expired drug. We're screening everywhere to ensure that Nigeria have good drugs, to ensure that everything we get from the market is wholesome, to ensure that there's no fake, there's no falsified drug in any of the markets. So that's why we are cracking down, and we're having alarming discovery too.
Yeah, so I would say NAFDAC is obviously doing the Lord's work, but what are the concerns, like what are some concerning discoveries that you found? Because of course, according to our reports, we saw that there was about 12 truckloads of items. Of course, there were fake drugs. For you, what were the concerning stuff that you saw there?
Well, every drug that is not registered is of concern to us. Any drug that is not wholesome is of concern to NAFDAC. So everything that is not wholesome, is not registered, is of concern to us. We want to ensure that no matter how little it is. So we have evacuated a lot. Of course, the market is a big market. So any drug, even if you claim they are registered and they are not stored where they are supposed to, we evacuate. Even if you don't meet the owners, and if your records are not clear, we evacuate all of them. And we take them to our warehouse. When we now screen, every lab, every medicine, we're going to scrutinize in our lab, test them for wholesomeness and for efficacy. So that is it. And even those that are supposed to be stored in certain condition, if they are not stored in the condition that is supposed to be stored, we evacuate them because the efficacy must have been compromised.
Okay, so these markets, why is the Nigerian market a hotspot for this type of things, whereby we're seeing fake drugs or expired drugs or drugs that are not, being kept in the right condition that you would expect them to be? Why is Nigeria, what's prompting these people to do this thing? Because of course, people's lives are at risk, right? But yet, the market is filled with such fake drugs. And what are the long-term solutions for this? What's NAFDAC doing aside screening and taking it out, going to the root cause of the matter to ensure that it doesn't even happen in the first place?
Yes, that's what the management of NAFDAC, Nigerian government is doing. We have this policy of 5 by 5 because some of these drugs that come in are imported. That means it's not just a Nigerian thing, it's all over the world, some other countries too. So it's not a Nigerian thing. NAFDAC is trying to ensure that Nigerians have, drugs that are efficacious. So what we do, we have this 5 by 5 policy, where after manufacturing for 5 years, we show, evidence that you have to produce in the country, or else NAFDAC will not register your product. So we are encouraging local manufacturing because it's easier for us to regulate what we have in the country than to regulate what they bring in. And of course, they're collaborating with agencies at the ports, borders, to ensure that these things are tightened up, that those drugs don't come in. So we are up and about, and I want to assure Nigerians that fake drug, the way is being released, not everywhere, because NAFDAC is alert. If you know the drugs, the drug markets that we're talking about, they are big and they are huge. So if the consignments are moving out, yes, there are so many of them, but then and then you will still be assured that these shops are screened and whatever you are having is already wholesome for consumption because NAFDAC is alert. And we have this our post-marketing surveillance. Apart from what you're seeing now, we're always in the market screening the shops. So it's not easy for them. That is why you see a large number of the drugs being expired where they hide them. Because it's not easy for them to bring it out because they know we are watching. We have our officers everywhere. So most of the things that we're seeing are expired, probably where they're trying to hide them, you understand, out of the watch of NAFDAC. So we are very much alert and we can assure Nigeria that we're up to our game.
All right, so speaking about,
even vaccines, so many things that are not stored where they're supposed to be. We are alert. So that's why you see most of them expired, because they're trying to hide it out of NAFDAC reach.
Fantastic.
We are strong. Our DG is very passionate of making Nigeria have efficacious drug.
All right. So speaking about fake drugs, how can Nigerians, identify these fake drugs or counterfeit? Because you even see instances whereby maybe the drug were good, it had efficacy at the time, but it has been expired, and you go into all of these markets whereby people start to change the dates. They falsify the dates of the drugs just because they want to still sell it. How can Nigerians identify such things?
That is why we're asking them to try. Don't be in a hurry to take drug. Get your drug from approved pharmaceutical outfits. And we are collaborating with the agency in terms of licensing our outfits. Like already in Kano, there is a coordinated wholesale centers where the drugs are stored in a specific place. So we enjoy the public. We have it already in Kano to go there and purchase your drug. And for you to get a drug that is not falsified, not the labels are not counterfeited, you go to a registered pharmaceutical store to get your drugs. And let me tell you, even those ones that are trying to clean their label, there must be something. So immediately you suspect, don't buy. And not that. And of course, will respond immediately.
So these distributors obviously...
So read their label carefully.
All right, Mas.
As much as they try to, there must be a mistake. Either the batch number is not there, either the locational address is not there. Must be something omitting.
All right.
So look at your label, read it very well. Yes.
Okay. So these distributors now that are perpetuating, selling out fake drugs, expired drugs, do they face a legal action after NAFDAC is done screening their shops?
Of course, we arrest them. We arrest, we take them to court, we prosecute them. So, and we are working on the laws to make, for stiffer penalty for offenders. Right. So that it serve as deterrent for those intending to commit such crime. Yes.
Fantastic.
We take them to court. We have a lot of cases in court, in different courts across the country.
All right. Finally, what are some reforms that you would love to see, or that NAFDAC is rolling out right now to ensure that, when it comes to this drug market, people can, they can be assured that they're getting what is great and what is wholesome and the efficacy of these drugs, whereby they're not just going to be getting something that is expired or falsified?
Yes, like what we already have in Kano, the coordinated toll center. We are going to have it in all, the geopolitical zones.
Right.
But we are starting with Lagos, Onitsha, those places that, this trade on fake drug are very prevalent. So we're going to have these coordinated toll centers in, the major cities, so that people go there and purchase their drug, no longer in the open market. We will get there. We have already done it in Kano. We are going to do it in all over the country. So that is our plan.
So is that the only plan you have for regulation, when it comes to regulation right now, to ensure that even these fake drugs?
Yes, the stiffer penalty for offenders. And of course, we keep screening the market. It's not a one-time thing. Even now we are doing, when we reopen, we will not reopen until we are done. And even when we reopen, we are still going to continue, because we have our post-marketing surveillance, pharmacovigilance department. We are always, there. And we ensure that Nigeria is fake and counterfeit that of our system.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming this morning. It's been a pleasure having you, madam. Hopefully our drugs would be safe, our markets would be safe, whereby we can go ahead and purchase these drugs without the fear of it being expired or counterfeited. It's been a pleasure having you this morning. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day, ma'am. All right, so we've been speaking with Mrs. Christiana Obiazikwor. She's a Deputy Director and Public Affairs for NAFDAC, and we've just been looking at the fact that NAFDAC has seized several drugs and closed about 3,000 shops in Lagos over fake drugs and counterfeited drugs. This is how much we can take it on the show today. Thank you so much for having the breakfast with me. My name is Rume Paulson. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Good morning.